In 1990, one of the greatest comic book adaptations ever made burst onto the big screen. Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy. With its star-studded cast, bold colours, unforgettable villains, and a tidal wave of merchandise, this film became a short-lived but powerful cultural phenomenon. Now, more than 30 years later, this podcast is here to explore, unpack, and dissect this brightly coloured masterpiece, week by week, scene by scene. So pull up a chair at the Southside Warehouse, because there's going to be a big payoff.
Hello and welcome to Talking Dick, the Dick Tracy movie podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Simon Creswell, and joining me from Itchy's laundry service, Mr.
It's a James Tilly.
Dave. We're talking about Itchy because we're jumping straight in here on the third part of our action figure podcast, and Itchy's going to be the first one we talk about. We had some technical issues last time, James, didn't we? Which is why we've kind of taken so long to get this third part done.
It does, yeah. That we probably rambled a bit long as well.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't meant to be 3 hours talking about Playmates, Dick Tracy toys, but here we are on the third hour.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope everyone appreciates it.
We said deep dive and we meant it. We meant
did.
deep dive. So let's get straight into it. Let's crack on because we know where we are with this. There's nothing to say other than we're talking toys. And the next one on the list is the almighty Itchy. Is that right?
It is Itchy. Yeah, and there he is. Yeah, he's only one with glasses, I think.
I think you could be right.
Yeah.
Played by Ed O'Ross, who's still with us. I'm really pleased. We've got someone else as well. Born in 1949, so obviously he's getting on a bit. Looking at his filmography here, Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lethal Weapon, Universal Soldier. I feel like I can't picture him in any of those films. Yeah.
Well, I think there's probably something we'll probably come back to in a later episode. But what I did read it is there's a lot of he might not be, but there's a lot of stuntmen that play actors in this film. So you look at their filmography and you're like, they've been in so many films. Why don't I recognise them? Because you will never see their face.
Yeah, exactly. He was actually a character actor.
Okay.
Originally, he was an altar boy as a kid and graduated from Munhill High in 1964. So when we do talk about the actors in a later episode, we can deep dive on Ed O'Ross, and tell people more about him. Yeah, focusing on his figure then. I've got it here as well. Mine's cracked. I've got a little crack in mine. For anyone that's watching the video, he's a little bit of cracking across there.
Oh dear. We're both unpunched as well in there.
Oh yeah, can match you there. Mine's Bandai. Is yours Bandai?
It is, yes. So that means we've got the UK cards, haven't we?
With the sticker over the back, and we haven't got the comic.
Yeah, so we haven't got the comic yet. But you say on the figures, he's got like these. They look like they're like claw marks, aren't they, on his trousers and his shirt and his top, and he's clawed his chest so much from itching so much. He's actually broken off one of the braces.
I think they've gone too far on this actually.
Because he kind of did more itching like this around his neck rather than like itching his body.
Yeah, he looks like a Guess Who character as well, doesn't he? I think the face is very Guess Who.
Yeah,
very creepy actually.
Mm.
I like the kind of tie though, the detail on the tie and the broken. What do they call those things that hold your trousers up?
Braces.
Braces.
Yeah, the braces. Yeah, because he's got the claw marks underneath, like he scratched it, so it's broken it off.
Yeah.
So
but he needs a jacket, doesn't he? He really needs a jacket.
Yeah. Again, he wore a jacket throughout the entire movie, but then the figures have dropped it. But again, nearly all bar, I think one figure that we'll get to doesn't have an actual jacket. Looking at the accessories, he's got the Tommy gun, which I think is the same as the other guy's ones. There's two little variant ones, but it's one of those. He's got the crowbar, which I think did he have the crowbar as well?
Yeah.
Somebody... no, that's why he had a pick crowbar. So
this is unique. This accessory is a unique one, isn't it?
What about Rodent? Did Rodent have? I think you might have had that crowbar.
I've got a Rodent here. Hang on, deep dive into my box of Dicks. Yes, it's the same accessory for Rodent. Good spot. Yeah.
So the grenade belt then is I don't think anyone else has a grenade belt.
No, very cool accessory. I mean, he doesn't throw any grenades, does he?
I don't think he throws one grenade in the entire movie. If he did, then maybe he could have killed Dick. But
he should have just followed the Brow, the criminal mastermind. He could have been the Brow's right-hand man, couldn't he? So it says, calling Dick Tracy Itchy has just scratched a copper. Copper's a very British word as well, isn't it? quite
yeah. It's true.
It's just scratched the copper. So we flip it over on the back, and it says name Jake Itchy Rossi. Wanted for armed robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, indecent scratching in public. Again, Playmates. What are you doing here? These are kids' toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Decent scratching.
Yeah, there's only really one indecent scratch that you can do. So, it doesn't leave much to the imagination there, does it?
Front or back?
Yeah. Obviously, he's got the surname Rossi. Italian, is that? So, has he got a...
Does he look Italian? Would you look at that face and think that that's an Italian face?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he doesn't look like a Corleone, does he? So
no, looks more European in my mind.
Yeah.
I suppose that is still Italy, isn't it?
It is.
Go on, give us the description then. What does it say on the back?
So description: does down and dirty work for Big Boy, which may be how he got that rash. Okay, so he's saying that he's basically picked up an infection of some sort. And
what is that down and dirty work he's doing? Okay,
yeah, his weapons. So his lead pipe and the Tommy gun. So he didn't mention the grenade belt there. His MO, he's too dumb to have an MO, does what he's told. That's funny because in the movie I don't get the impression he is that dumb. He's played, because him and Flat Top are like a level play. Yeah, and Flat Top's the right-hand man. Yeah, so and in the movies they played him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Past crimes, mugging kids for lunch money. I mean... I don't know if I go as far as to call that a crime, but
for sure.
Yeah, stealing old ladies' purses. Okay, pickpocket at carnivals and circuses.
That's quite specific.
Very specific. So it's like, do you want to pickpocket that guy there while he's having a cup of coffee? Are we at a carnival or a circus? No, then I'm not going to do it then.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think Itchy sounds like he's a petty criminal. I mean, from Dick Tracy's point of view, he's like, I don't think he's really worth worrying about, really. Yeah,
the guy's got some sort of rabies or something where he's scratching himself in the corner like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dick's not interested.
Yeah. So he's got his quote as saying, I got an itch to do something bad.
Nice.
I feel there's a much better quote in the movie that I always associate with Itchy.
30 seconds dead, Dick?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
You keep 30 seconds dead, Dick. 30 seconds dead, Dick.
Yeah, he just keeps saying it over and over again, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then, do you want to do the last bit, the warning bit?
Yeah, it says, Itchy always packs a rod. Oh, he's got his lead pipe. He packs a rod.
Yeah, when he mugs those kids for their lunch money.
At the circus as well. And has a nervous trigger finger. This is all very erotic, isn't it? A weasel of a hood in the Big Boy mod. Itchy is one of the grunts of gangland. All right. Sour-faced and mean, he's usually ordered to back up Flat Top on his contract hits. A perfect mimic. He uses his powers to imitate voices to help set them up, which he does in the film.
Yes, he does. The lady for the orphanage, isn't it? When she comes to pick the kid up.
Yeah.
Like, I've come to get the kid. And it's his voice. Yeah, that's good.
There you go. Perfect mimic. There is no scummy deed too low for Itchy to perform. Blimey. He takes out his frustrations on the decent, honest citizens of the city, bullying and terrorising dames and kids. He is known to pull his piece on anyone that looks at him funny.
Another interesting choice of words there, shall we say?
Playmates had fun writing these, didn't
they?
What we said on the last episode, they're really taking the mick with it.
You know what? I think Playmates must have been like, we're writing this, and it's going to take a good 40 years before it's appreciated, because goddamn, it's being appreciated now. I'm so glad that I'm reading this now. Some of the best bits.
We'll still never get over Steve the Tramp's truly bizarre write-up on the back.
God, yeah.
But okay, so we're on to the last one of the main ones before we talk about the most elusive figure of all time. We'll get to in a minute. So the last one is Mumbles, played by, of course, Dustin Hoffman. It says, calling Dick Tracy, Mumbles is ready to talk loud and clear.
Yeah.
What do you make of this figure then?
I mean, it's a dapper suit. That pink suit. I mean, it's like a criminal wearing a pink suit, and you're still a criminal, and he does it well. And again, one of the few. Let me check. Obviously, they don't wear hats as well, because or don't have some kind of crazy hairstyle. He's got his face looks. He does look good.
Yeah. He doesn't look like Dustin Hoffman though, does he?
No, he doesn't. I'm looking at it. He reminds me of someone, maybe like James Cagney or something. I don't know.
Well, I've got some sad news for you. My original Mumbles is actually in pieces. For anyone that's not seen a broken Dick Tracy toy, They have these like white plastic bits that hold their legs on. And we used to swap them round, didn't we, as kids?
Yes, we did, yeah.
For no real reason. So I've actually got the head of Mumbles here. So that's my original one.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling your mum got me that for Christmas once, your mum and dad.
Oh, wow.
But I got another one. There you go. So I have got another loose Mumbles. Quite a simple figure. There's not much going on there, is there? He does look like someone. Is it one of the Cray twins? It's like Reggie or Ronnie Cray. What do you reckon? Looking at that face.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There's a bit of a Tom Hardy look going on there.
You get two of these, you can recreate legends, couldn't you?
Yeah. God.
So what does he come with then? What accessories?
So he's got a revolver, which I think the only other person with a revolver was actually Sam Catchem, I think. I don't think anyone else had a revolver.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that's pretty cool. Obviously, he's got his gun holster as well. And then the other one, which I think is a bit of a strange one, is this 1,000-pound weight to put round his ankle.
Yeah, at the bottom of the card.
Yeah. Truly
odd accessory, really. But I guess he is in custody, isn't he? But if you look at the back of the card, and the picture, he's holding it like it's not around his ankle. He's just holding it. Just makes no sense.
Is that? Hang on a minute. In the film, because when they pick him up to take him out of the interrogation room, he's shuffling out. Now you're saying it. I mean, maybe I'm just now imagining it because we're talking about it. He carries something when he's going out, or was it his arms were cuffed? Or was it his trousers were around his ankles? But we'll have to put a little shot in here.
It's
from
cool,
the
though.
film.
It's quite a unique accessory.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I remember using those with all my action figures. Just like you just kind of put it on their legs as like, chain gang type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the Bandai card, so mine's UK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've got the Playmates US card.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so I have got the comic on the back, which we'll show on here. But yeah, so is him being interrogated, and picked up by Tracy and Catchem. Mumbles weakens under the intense grilling. Yeah, I don't know nothing, mumbling away, and he keeps mumbling. So it's like the film. And then there's also like a close-up of the end of Tracy holding a glass of water with the ice in, trying to get closer to it. So yeah. So it's kind of like a little bit of a copy of the section that's in the film. You wonder if that actually these are like bits taken from one of the original comics, and that actually is an inspiration for what actually went in the movie.
Well, we don't know as well whether these cards were designed after the Playmates production, whether they'd seen the movie or whether they were done before the movie. Were they given some information about his role in the movie? It's interesting, isn't it, as to what...
Yeah, because there's no like credit on these... the cartoon section there to who's drawn it, written it, just straight in.
Yeah. So it says here, his name is Mumbles. He's wanted for accessory to murder, removing evidence from crime scenes, and grand theft. So he's just a bit of an odd job, isn't he? Just a bit of this, bit of that. He's a low-level hood with a mouthful of marbles and a head full of cobwebs. That's quite specific.
Yeah.
He's got his weapons, his 38 revolver and his ball and chain. I wouldn't say a ball and chain was a weapon, but there you go. Maybe.
Yeah. Isn't that like Cockney rhyming slang for something?
No, ball and chain.
Yeah, ball and chain. Maybe not rhyming slang, but yeah.
His MO deliberately strings whole sentences into single words to confuse and misdirect attention.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I suppose that is a skill. Past crimes, fraudulent used car sales. It's quite specific. Obscene phone calls, okay, and illegal carnival swindles.
Do you think that's how him and Itchy got together?
What?
He's doing the swindles, and Itchy's stealing from old ladies at the carnivals.
Now, this is our first test on the podcast. Can you say this quote that's on the back here? We can both have a go at it. Go for it. See if you can do it.
Okay, so it's like a whole sentence into one word.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can't do this to me.
Not bad. I'll have a go. Hello, Jesse, this is me. Is it? Yeah. Yeah.
It's got a bit Sylvester Stallone there.
I think it says, I don't know nothing, Tracy. You can't do this to me, is what they've written. But they've written it in like one big word with Tracy in the middle.
Yeah.
As the quote. I mean, and what's the warning? Do you want to read the little warning there?
Mumbles is a punk with a bad attitude and a history of pulling fast ones on innocent citizens. Selling as a small-time hold-up artist and bagman in Big Boy's mob, Mumbles mush-mouthed his way into the job with Itchy doing damage control for Flat Top, the hitman. removing all signs of the crime and making sure there are no witnesses to rub out are two of the gigs Mumbles is most jazzed to have.
I'm not surprised you're struggling to read it. It's a terrible sentence.
Yeah.
Removing all signs of the crime and making sure there are no witnesses to rub out are two of the gigs Mumbles is most jazzed to have. Most jazzed to have? Yeah, they need some commas in there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of implying that he's the clean-up guy. So Itchy and Flat Top are doing the crimes and he's just mopping up behind to clear up the evidence.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it.
Mumbles is such a small potato in the gangster lineup that he's forced to shine Big Boy's shoes and wax Flat Top's tummy gun. So obviously, yeah, the shoes he does, doesn't he? When Big Boy gets a bit of cement on his shoe.
You know who he is? I've got it. He is basically Biff Tannen in Back to the Future. When you said about shining shoes and waxing I was like, it's Biff.
Yeah, it is. That's true, it is.
Sorry, Marty. I'll give another coat of wax,
It says, one of these days, he wants to be the #1 hitman himself, but until then, all he's going to kill is the English language.
Perfect. Well done again, Playmates.
Yeah, exactly. And a bit that made me very hard, it was difficult to read there. I don't know if that was intended because it's Mumbles, and it made me mumble.
I think they just messed up. I forgot to put some commas in.
I think so.
Okay, so that's the first 13 of 14 figures in this range.
Yes.
Now, the last figure we've left till last is called The Blank. And anyone who knows anything about toy collecting knows that this is a mythical figure, something that's been spoken about in the rarest toys of all time. Do you want to give us a lowdown, James, on this figure? What is the situation with it?
So the figure obviously got released in this first and only phase of figures that ever came out. It's guessed that about 5,000 actually made their way out into the market, which was only actually in North America. But obviously, spoiler alert, but I'm sure everyone is fully aware that in the movie, The Blank is Breathless Mahoney, who is Madonna's character. And an interesting thing they decided to do with this figure was to have the mask and hat removable. So you could take it off, and then it's pretty obvious on the figure that it's Breathless, which obviously in the movie is an enormous spoiler. So I think they suddenly were like, oh, shit, what have we done here? We're going to have to pull it. So they then pulled the figure back. Again, I don't believe anyone knows the exact reason. I think the best believed one is that there was probably going to be a second series. And so it's like, I will release The Blank again in the second series among some others. But obviously that never happened. So of the roughly 5,000 that got released, about 2,000 in the US made their way back. And roughly 3,000 or so were left in Canada. Sears, which was like a department store, had an exclusive for The Blank, and they just refused to give their ones back. So no one knows the exact numbers, but possibly somewhere maybe like 2,000-ish in Canada and maybe 1,000-ish in the US made their way onto the shelves and either got picked up before they were pulled, or in Canada, they stayed on those shelves because they didn't send them back. So there is only rumoured to be 3,000 of these figures ever made their way out to the public.
And the trouble with this is there's no way of proving anything either way. It's all been passed down information from 1990. So we're 36 years in, and all we can rely on is people's version of events as to what happened.
Yeah.
There's not like a journalistic article where we can go, oh yeah, look at the article from the time and quote all this. It is literally just almost guesswork, really.
It is. Yeah, it is just guesswork. And like now, just you look online, and if the same things are mentioned enough, you'll be like, well, I guess that's probably likely what happened. But you're right, there's no real concrete proof to know the exact reason to why he got pulled and the exact number that actually made their way out into the world.
Yeah. So let's just say there was 5,000. This figure is say one of 5,000 variant, like, a rare piece, and then we don't know how many of those were opened. So we do not know in the world how many of these figures exist in the packet.
No.
Now, living in the UK, we never saw one, and we didn't know why we didn't see one. And we looked and looked and looked forever.
Yeah, and because we got Steve the Tramp Rodent in the Brow, which we'd never seen and saw them once, that gave us hope, that we could still find the Blank. But
and
we were never going to find it. Yep.
Well, that guy said he had the Blank, didn't he? We don't know how true it was, but the guy we brought those figures off, I mean, it's possible, I suppose. Unlikely, but possible.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 90s, we went to a toy fair. Shout out to Farnham Maltings in Surrey, the Farnham Maltings Toy Fair, which ran for many years. And there was a blank at the toy fair, wasn't there? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. And from my memory, I think it was about £100.
I think it was exactly £100. Yeah.
Yeah.
I seem to remember it being £100.
Which is like insane how cheap that would be now. But it seems at the time that was so expensive. It's like, if you're looking at £3-4 a figure and you're like 100, forget it. But,
well, also 30 years ago, £100, that's probably like seeing a figure for £300 now.
Yeah.
And you're not just going to drop £300,
Nah.
And we were kids, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I ever saw it somewhere for sale in the UK was only that one stall in the 90s. And then eBay pops up, obviously, years later. Mm-hmm. And these things start surfacing on eBay. And the price tag can vary from, a couple of thousand up to $5,000, at least. And it goes up all the time. And I think I've seen one loose once, would you say? Maybe twice I've seen a loose one. Very, very rare they come up loose.
I mean, that's what's kind of crazy. I think loose is probably rarer to find than on card. I think that it's just more that there's so few people that ever got them actually did open them. The others kind of just got kept because I think people knew they were rare from the get-go.
Yeah. And actually a card came up, didn't it, the other day on eBay, and it sold for I think £116 or something.
Yeah, just a card and bubble.
Yeah, which I debated.
Yeah.
Because I don't own the blank. And I would like to think at some point I will do because I want to complete my Dick Tracy collection. That brings me to ask you, James. James, do you own the blank?
Well, I was very lucky. I've got a video of this, but for my 40th birthday, so 43 now, so 3 years ago, wife goes, here's your birthday present. And it was like in a shoebox. So I was like, okay, whatever. Opened it up. And lo and behold, inside was the blank. So
if you bring that back a bit, you can see not only have you got a blank, it's a graded blank. If anyone doesn't know, grading figures is where you put them in like a plastic case and give them a rating. And you send them off to a company and they rate it and seal it in a plastic case, so it's all protected. And what rating has yours got?
So mine has got an 80. So it's got a good rating. So when I opened this, I was just absolutely flabbergasted. Could not believe. And so this was on eBay in the UK. I'd seen it and started following it and was debating buying it. My wife Gemma,
so had I.
And my obviously wife Gemma, I think I started dropping it in and being like, I think I might buy it. I was trying to get a bit of permission, but the permission never got entirely granted. And then I believe that, and she messaged you about it. It's kind of be like, is this the real deal? And then I remember the day that it got sold, I'm like watching it and I'm thinking, should I do it? I'm messaging you. And I didn't realise she sat next to me. She's also messaging you going like, oh, he's fretting about wanting to buy it, doesn't know. And it was about 4 or 5 months before my birthday that she got it and then hid it all that time. And you were the only person that knew that all that time.
I debated breaking into your house and stealing it.
Yeah, I probably would have done.
Yeah. And I heavily hinted to my wife for my 40th, 6 months later, James got one of these. And she was just like, no.
Yeah.
Also, she couldn't find one. One's not come up in the UK since, is it?
No. Yep. So that's 3.5 years ago at least, and probably coming up nearly 4 years, probably since it was bought. And don't see another one since. It's unpunched and it's in insanely good condition. So absolutely.
And what does it say on the front there underneath the blank?
So it says on there, because this is the French card, Canadian card, so it's got the French in there as well. So it says the blank, wiped out a jewellery shop, and that's it.
That's it. Just
that. The blank, he wiped out a jewellery shop. So he did. And so, like, again, looking at the figure, I can see the mask and the face, and it looks like there's like a little bit of paper in between the mask and the face, and you can see like Breathless's kind of curly hair if you just look into the side of the box.
Yeah.
So you can see it there. It's kind of again, I think in hindsight, it's a cool little thing to have done. But they should have just saved that for Series 2 and had a moulded head with the mask, with it just being the blank. Because as a kid as well, the blank then could be whoever you wanted it to be.
Yeah,
because they'd just be the blank, and he didn't. otherwise if you've got the mask off, it's always breathless behind the mask because the actual mould of the body is same size. They haven't scaled it down to make it look like it's a woman in there. And the other one as well is the coat. So whereas I think it was shoulders on him, you can see there's markings. It looks like it's pockets, but it's not. It's you noticed it.
The coat. We said on
a long
on the previous
coat
episode.
Whereas the blank it's got a real long coat, which is like, again, it's like, why didn't they do that for Tracy? I think he would look so cool to have been done like that. It's a
unique mould, isn't it? Yeah. And what does the blank come with? What accessories?
So he's got his pistol like the other guys had. So like same as Tracy's pistol, and then the unique accessory then is the briefcase, which in the movie with all the money in, which gives to 88 keys, and the mask itself, I guess, is like an accessory.
Just incredible. I mean, it's the most valuable toy you own, I suspect.
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, my wife doesn't have to give me a present ever again. Like, I could happily sit there on Christmas Day and be like, it's fine. I'll just get this back out, put it on my lap, just sit there, happy.
And you got her one back for her 40th, didn't you?
Yeah. A picture, maybe.
A picture.
Yeah. I mean, I think, thankfully for me, I think she was happy that it was never going to be beaten. She even said that, she's like, you're never going to beat the blank for my 40th, are you? And I was like,
well, we turned up for a family meal, didn't we, that week? And I remember you walking me out to the car and just opening the boot of your car, and there it was in the boot.
Yeah.
just like showing me this figure that I've always wanted to hold.
I know, yeah.
Because even with some rare pieces like your vinyl cape, Star Wars, Jawas and things, you see those around. You see them in shops. So if you really wanted to look at one and hold one, you can do that. But with this, for something of a similar price tag, you just don't see it. I've been to toy collector shops all over the country, toy fairs, do not see it.
No. And especially nowadays when like the toys of our era of the kind of 80s and early 90s now have gone up so much because the demand's got so much greater because, we're like in that range of got money to spend on stuff now. But you're like, likewise, as you said, you just don't see them around. And it's like now would be the time. Because I think the other Tracy figures, like we picked up a lot of all these carded ones for cheap. I did not spend probably more than 20 quid on most of them, maybe less than that. Yeah. But like now you're looking at, they're in the kind of 40 to 50 pound each now. They're getting harder to find. Like people
almost
are really like
40-year-old toy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're getting that way.
It is, exactly.
And I think I need to take the plunge and just, if I ever see the blank, just put it on a credit card and worry about it later. I need to just buy it if I ever see it, I think, because it's going to keep going up. That's my thoughts on it. I could probably sell a lot of toys to make the money back.
Well, there's quite a market out there now that I've seen with all the 3D printing now that people are getting customs made. And like there's people like on groups putting up their collections and saying, apart from the blank, which is actually a 3D print. And like, they look incredible. But it's, as a collector, you're like, but you'll always know it's not the real thing. Yeah. Like, I'd rather have a totally beaten up real one than a fantastic fake.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that collect Dick Tracy toys on various groups. Hopefully people listening to this. And a lot of people do have a custom in their collection to fill that gap. They have a custom blank. And you can obviously always tell, but you're not going to get a loose blank. I mean, if you wanted a loose blank to complete your loose figures, you would have to almost get a carded blank and open it. And no one's going to do that, are they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just so hard to come by. And then most of the loose ones that come up, they rarely have any of their accessories with them either. So like, I bet the briefcase alone, if that was on eBay, I'd guesstimate that could well go for like at least a couple of £100. I think
I saw an accessories for the blank sale for 300 a couple of years back. It was the briefcase and the mask, I think. Just those two bits.
Yeah, because the two unique items.
Yeah. I could have collected bits, could I? If I could have brought that and the empty packet, I could slowly be piecing together a blank. I'm going to top you. I'm going to get it and get it signed by Madonna. That's my plan. Just to do one up on you. But that would take me years. Yeah, so I think we covered the blank. I mean, there's nothing on the back, is there? Because you've got your card a profile on the back.
My rodent one, which was also a Canadian card. So the back is exactly the same comic book strip, and then it's just all of the line blown up all across. So we obviously had to do a little bit of extra research to kind of go away and find someone who's posted a picture of the US card, which has the
shout out
bio on the
to
back.
Fig Realm, wasn't it? Shout out to Fig Realm.
Yes. Yep.
Because they list all collections of action figures on there, and they've listed Dick Tracy, and they had both cards on there, which is brilliant to have that. I mean, if you've got the American card, it's even rarer again, isn't it?
Yeah, the US card has got to be like 50% more than the Canadian one.
I would think so, yeah. It's going to have a hefty price tag. So we've got it up. Have you got the writing there? You can read what it says.
I have, yes. So it's Public Enemy. Name is just the blank. That's all it is. And wanted for kidnapping, murder, blackmail, and failure to file income tax. Which is like, okay.
Low level.
Yep. So description is a lump of flesh beneath a hat, the faceless enigma of the crime world. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Weapons is a Colt 45 and a briefcase. MO, no modus operandi, no pattern ever set.
Ooh, the mysterious blank.
So a blank face and blank plans as well. Past crimes is suspected of numerous federal and state offences, no fingerprints or clues ever found. Quote, I'll try to do it in my best blank voice. No deals. I'm taking it all. It's on this town.
Is it it's more like Boba Fett in like Empire Strikes Back before George Lucas changed it. It Tracy's dead.
Oh yeah. No deals. I'm taking it all on this town. I've gone into Gollum now.
You get. What's the line? No deals. I own this town.
No deals. I'm taking it all. I'll own this town. So I mean, it's a quote, but it's actually 3 separate sentences as they've written it.
Okay. No deals. I'm taking it back. I own this town. It's a kind of deep. It's hard voice
better.
to do.
You've nailed that better than me.
I need to smoke 40 a day and just drink whiskey.
So our warning on the back is blank has struck repeatedly in all areas of town, never hesitating to use deadly force. There's no gender identity to the blank. I've never actually done the research about the blank character in the comics or the TV shows or any other historical part, if the blank was ever exposed, or was that something that Warren Beatty just put into the movie?
Yeah,
don't know.
Can you think of any other toy lines where a figure released counts as a plot spoiler? I was just trying to think of another toy line where that might be the case. The only one I could think of is a random one, but when Bilbo goes evil momentarily in Lord of the Rings, he does that. In that one scene. Yeah. There's a figure of that. So it's quite a minor spoiler. But
No, you're right. It's not. I mean, like, it's obviously like the Star Wars franchise. There's so many now, but obviously released 20 years after the movie of Vader with the helmet.
But I mean, at
things.
The time,
you're right. I can't think of something that nothing anywhere near like literally the plot twist of the movie is released in the figure. But
also, the kids wouldn't have cared, and I think adults wouldn't have cared. It's really weird, isn't it? How much effort they went to kind of withdraw this when no one's really going to complain too much.
And let's be honest, there's no such thing as bad PR either. So it's like it wouldn't have mattered. Like I imagine that when Empire Strikes Back came out, the really one of the biggest like plot twists with Vader being Luke's father, but there's no way people could have kept that quiet. And how many people went to the cinema already knowing that was going to happen? But there's no one ever saying, oh, it got ruined for me. And I think as well, watched it as a kid on telly. I think I already knew that he was his father and it didn't bother me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think I think it was a bit silly to have pulled it really.
Yeah,
it really did.
Well, there's no one we can talk to about it now.
Exactly.
If you are listening to this and you worked for Playmates 36 years ago, please get in touch. We've got an email and some stuff now. We'll keep pushing that. If anyone worked for Playmates, get in contact with us. We really
get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Just on the last bit about the blank, there's 2 on eBay at the moment. One is $3,808 and it's got 85 people watching it. And the other one is $3,662 and it's a price drop. That one's graded 80 plus as well. I'm just looking at it now to see if it's the American card. No, it's not. Not bad price. I mean, think of the exchange rate. Oh, it's $5,000. So I guess they're
okay.
Yeah,
yeah, but if you're buying,
£3,662. So yeah, both of these are about $5,000. So
then you'd be paying a hefty amount of tax on that as well.
Yeah.
Probably be cheaper to fly there and go and get it.
Yeah, I think if I was to buy it, I'd have to do it in person.
Yeah. I'll just say as well, I've got the little the blurb at the bottom if you want me to read the last bit of the card.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
It says the most feared force in the underworld. By coppers and gangsters alike, the blank is allied with no one, striking without logic or reason. He appears and disappears into thin air, even while standing in the same room. The blank's identity remains a mystery to all. He is a criminal with no face and no past. An impossible puzzle even for Dick Tracy. The blank attacks the evil and innocent with equal ferocity. Law enforcement officials believe the worst is yet to come from the blank, and worry that there's no way to combat his criminal master plan.
Interesting. They didn't go for in terms of the pronouns. They could have just said they, couldn't they?
Yeah.
I
just said that they kept away from it, but in that bit at the end, they've gone very much. But in the movie, it's kind of portrayed as being a man, to throw you off the scent.
Yeah, but the kid is going to open the figure and within 30 seconds know it's a woman.
Yeah, maybe that was the thing. Maybe that if there was a bit of disappointment and kids, and it's back at that point, I don't want Barbie dolls, I want, and there's such masculine figures, gangsters and coppers, and then all of a sudden you buy this one who's the absolute villain of villains, and then you take it off and it's a woman. Did they think that kids would then just go off the whole line for it? I don't know. It's, again, as a kid, I definitely wouldn't have cared at all, but again, this is all speculation to why did they do it? Why did they pull it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could almost do a whole episode on just the blank figure. We pretty much have.
Yep.
So as well as the 14 figures, there's two other pieces that were released, and they are accessory cars for the figures. There is Big Boy's getaway car, which they released, which obviously fits the figures. And then the second one is the Dick Tracy police squad car. So you had a good car and a bad car, which fit your figures. And these were never available in the UK. We never saw them in the UK at all.
Yeah.
But they do pop up once in a while. And I haven't got the blank, but I have got, it's a big box.
Yeah.
Upside down. Big Boy's getaway car. I have one. Yeah. And that's courtesy of you, because you got me that for my 40th, as a little bit of a consolation prize.
Exactly.
I wanted the blank, James.
Yeah. I'm building up to it.
Yeah, no.
Maybe for your 80th.
Yeah. I mean, these are beautiful. The artwork is top notch on these. It just says Big Boy on the front in the car. It says, "Eat lead, Flatfoot." Calling Dick Tracy, Big Boy's car just blew by doing 100 miles per hour. Car makes Tommy gun firing sounds, fast opening door for quick getaways, Tommy gun included. Bullet holes you can add on the back of the car. I mean, they're, again, just great. And I can actually take mine out the box. It's complete in the box, but it can come out. Keeping in with the artwork of all the other Dick Tracy stuff, it's got the comic book on the back. The comic book here is Vehicle Impound, Big Boy's getaway car. So a specific comic book relating to the car. And it's got a little profile as well, which I can read to you now.
Yeah.
It says, "Villain's vehicle, Big Boy's getaway car, has a long and dirty criminal history. This corrupt crime car has no make or model number. It was originally stolen from a racetrack, then taken apart and supercharged with illegal parts. The loud, high-revving motor is usually overpowered by the constant rat-a-tat-tat firing of Flat-Top's Tommy gun. Designed to outrun and outgun all stock police cars, it's heavily fortified and has plenty of room for Big Boy's thugs and their loot." Can I just say, I would love to have had this as a kid.
Yeah.
We didn't know they existed, did we?
No, yeah, because you're on the back of the packets, because that was the only, advertising there was. It wasn't even mentioned. So you're right. Only in the years of eBay coming along found out this even existed.
Yeah, just Again, the artwork, it's just a great piece. And I really do want the other car. I'm keeping an eye out for that on eBay. So we can't even kind of talk about that because we don't have one. That's the first thing between us. We don't have.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hopefully we'll do, when one of us gets that, we can then dedicate an episode to Tracy's car.
Yeah, when we make millions from this podcast,
Yeah. I was thinking with your car, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there like a little bit where you could put the Tommy gun in or something and it pops in like a little secret compartment?
Yes, there is. Yeah, I'd love to get it out, but it's all quite neatly in the box.
But I remember when you got it and you opened it, I thought that was a nice little touch that they did.
Yeah,
having a little compartment to hide the Tommy gun. Yeah,
you can hide the Tommy gun and it makes sounds as well. Yeah, there's actually some videos on YouTube. People have done some videos, and it's worth checking out. Seeing these cars in action. The other car, which we don't have, has a picture of Sam Catcham driving it, which is kind of cool. Gives Sam a bit more, presence. He's actually doing something.
yeah, because he does. You see him in the car, him and Pat, don't you, driving around in the movie quite a bit. So you kind of it is kind of more Sam's car, I think.
And in their quote on that one, it says, calling Dick Tracy, grab the boys and get the car. We're taking that gangster down. And then it's a very similar sort of box.
But you're right to say if we had the cars, you could recreate that shootout scene, that such iconic scene in the movie, the shootout. And the cars would have been that bit. I mean, you're right, as kids, we would have just repeated that again and again of doing the shootout.
When I set these up in a cabinet one day, I will have the car out and Big Boy hanging out of it with the gun. We used the Ghostbusters car, didn't we, for the sort of Dick Tracy's, and maybe a Beetlejuice one. I can't remember.
Didn't you have a Mario Brothers car? Is that?
It's a bit weird. It was a police car with a sort of digger on the front, the Mario Brothers car. But yes, I took the digger off. We were desperate. Anything.
But come on.
But again, if anyone knows why these cars were not available in the UK, because it seems like just an easy win, doesn't it? There's the figures, there's the accessories. I don't know.
Yeah. It just, again, I think it was always a bit of an odd time with the distribution of toys in the UK, and it seems like it's just an odd pit. It's if there was like an overflow amount, and it's like, we'll just send that a lot over, and then that's just what you get. I say it kind of felt like back then, like in the US, like you got everything, but in the UK, you just got whatever got sent, and it was like a potluck.
You just got pieces, yeah. So that's the end of the Playmates line. The only two other things which we can't really talk about really that specifically because we haven't got them or even seen them really. Is they did two dolls, didn't they? One of Breathless Mahoney and one of Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the Breathless one now on eBay. The Sultry Songstress, it says on the top. And again, same packaging, same design, the same look and a colour profile. So they really kept it all in sync. We might have to, when we get those, I think we need to try and get them. We need to come back and do a little section on those two dolls.
Yeah, because they're like kind of solid dolls and they're like 12 to 15 inches. 12 inch, is it? Yeah.
They look very Barbie-ish, which is interesting because they're still marketed as Playmates, but you would think they were made by other companies that specialise in dolls. We've seen these, haven't we, around? I think we saw Breathless in Collector's Shop once. Reading.
Yeah, Collector's Shop. And I've seen the Dick Tracy one in Nerd Base, which is another toy collector's shop in Essex. So
Battlebridge.
It might even still be there. I might have to go and get it now.
Well, this Breathless on eBay is $69.99, so £70. It's one of those things, isn't it? You don't know if that's a good price, a bad price. People aren't collecting these that much. So I think people just come up with a figure sometimes. There's no make an offer. I was going to say I would have offered this guy 20 quid to see if we could just get it and open it and have it on the podcast. But so that's it for Playmates. I don't think there's anything else. We've not found anything else, have we? I don't think for Playmates.
If there is anything that comes along, we can always, put a little special out there for something that we've missed.
Yeah. And let us know, if we miss something. We will do a whole episode on Applause toys and accessories because there's another whole section where they did some stuff, but we'll come back to that. And then lots of other companies made toys, obviously, but these 3 episodes have just been about Playmates. So just some final thoughts then. Who's your favourite figure from the 14 would be my first question.
Well,
other than the blank.
Okay. Other than the blank, I think it is the Brow. He was always one of my favourite figures. Again, as a kid, like I had the only one of that at the time, and he's a great figure. And reading his bio, what a great like criminal he was. He's just gone up another level for me. So I'm going to go with the brow.
Yeah, good pick. Mine is behind me here. It's Prune Face. Love this figure. One of my favourite figures of all time. Just a beautiful piece. Just because he looks like a prune. It's a weird figure.
I think looking at it's like, again, because he was your first, Sam was my first figure. Big fan of Sam. And I thought about him. There was an accessory that he missed that he pretty much has in nearly every single scene in the movie.
Oh, okay, go on.
A cigarette. He pretty much smokes, which is obviously a lot odd for, now there's no way they would have that in a kid's film. But his character is smoking like nearly every single scene. And I was like, oh, that would have been, what a cool accessory that would have been to have like a little packet of cigarettes.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they would never have done it, I suppose, for kids' toys.
No.
I guess it'd be a hard sell. But it may be, again, our podcast is focused on the film. It may be in the comics, Sam as a character from the comics smoked all the time. That might be a tribute to that. Yeah,
exactly.
We don't know, but that's a good point actually. And then, if there was a series 2, who would you have liked to see in series 2 then of Dick Tracy action figures?
Well, I think that the missing lips guys from the beginning. So you've got the Stooge, you got Littleface.
Yeah. Littleface as a figure, and there's lots of customs online. Yeah. But imagine that, the big head.
Yeah, he would be good. I think those are the only 2 missing from the opening scene. The other one, which is a huge one, is the kid. Where is the kid?
Key character.
Yeah. I guess because of the molds, they weren't prepared to make. It's the cost to make a small mold. It would have just been more. So perhaps I guess that's why they just didn't do it. But that's the figure that was really needed.
I've got 3. Pat, as I think we mentioned on a previous episode, love to have had a figure of Pat.
Yeah.
88 keys, key character. I can imagine his figure looking really good as well.
Yeah. And what would his accessory be?
A whole full-scale
grand piano, yeah.
Like he's packaged in like a double packet, isn't he? The piano. And Numbers as well, the sort of accountant. Played by mate from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Whose name we keep forgetting. One day we'll remember it.
But they could have easily done a second series, and I think they had the intention to do it. They would have done.
Yeah. I think you could easily do another like 10 figures, couldn't you? Big boy in a jacket, Tracy in a different outfit.
You've got the other commissioner, the other police guy who is in uniform all the time. I can't remember his character name now. He's like the big fat policeman. Him, he would have been cool to have had. Because they're all plainclothes police with
just some
Sam
more good guys. Because there's only got 2, haven't you? You got Sam and Tracy.
Yeah, that's
just a few cops.
Yeah, just a generic cop would have been cool to have had.
It's the commissioner. Just looking up here, McGillicuddy. Is that him? McGillicuddy?
It sounds like it.
We should know this as the Tracy podcast pioneers.
Chief
Brandon.
Chief Brandon.
Played by Charles Durning. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And also the district, was it district attorney general or something? Or the
Dick Van
Dyke's character.
Yeah. What we need to do is print a list of every character and have it all in front of us, because it is hard to remember all these different people. But one person we haven't mentioned, but they would never get a figure, would be Tess, because it wouldn't sell, as we know. And that's not us being harsh. Female figures at this time just didn't sell. They were like peg warmers is the term. They'd sit on the pegs. But she would be cool as well to have had Tess as a figure. I can't picture her as a figure though, can you? She'd just if they kept the shape.
Yeah, exactly. That's to say they'd need to get a totally different mould. And then obviously you get having Breathless not as the blank, but in her like black dress or white dress that she dances in, and she'd have been the cool one to have had as well. Can't think of anyone else. You got lots of obscure characters in that boardroom scene you could probably make figures of, but
James
Caan, you got his character. There's the journalists. There's a couple of odd journalists you see at the beginning.
The guy listening in, old bugs, and listening through the ceiling. But some of them would be quite boring, to have as action figures, which is why they go for the villains, because everyone loves a villain action figure. But as a toy line, I mean, I think it's one of the great underrated toy lines. People talk about Star Wars and wrestling and everything, Turtles, Ghostbusters, but Dick Tracy, for me, should be in that talking point. I think these figures are excellent.
Yeah, they are. They are, definitely. You know, the accessories, the posability, the individual looks of them all. Yeah, there's not many other toy lines that's such a small line that's so varied and so different and just brilliant. So good.
Yeah. And on YouTube, I think everyone should check out, there's some Playmates adverts for them. On their like 30-second adverts, TV spots, and their kind of way they're encouraging you to play with them on that is build your own world.
Yes.
You know, tell your own stories with these 14 figures.
Yeah.
But again, Playmates, we've only got 2 good guys and 12 bad guys here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're struggling here. We're going to have to bring in, like, you know, Casey Jones.
Yeah, drafting the Ghostbusters.
Yes, because what stories can we tell?
Yeah.
But I love that idea, though, just the way they kind of sold that as, like, you know, get Dick Tracy and tell these weekly stories at home. I love it. It's brilliant. Any final thoughts then on the Dick Tracy toys by Playmates you want to add before we come to an end after 3 hours?
It's probably less is more, really, I think, with them, thankfully. It's like, I think if they had oversaturated it, it would have faded. But because it's this small, tight little line, they're so much more special for it.
I think if you're listening to this, if you've got error cards, you know, figures printed on the wrong packets, variants, I don't know, ones with different paint jobs, anything. If you hear anything out there that you've seen, let us know. Get in touch. We've got all our socials you can find, or you can email us on dtmoviepodcast@gmail.com and just let us know, really. I'm fascinated. Dick Tracy community, it's over to you. Let us know what you find. Let's deep dive.
Do. Yeah.
If you find a cheap blank, let me know.
Yeah.
Not James. Come to me.
I don't know. I'd like another one.
Loose one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week and with more, hopefully, Dick Tracy news and topics to discuss. Till then, get in your squad car and get out of here.
Yeah, that's it. See you later. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to get in touch, you can email us at dtmoviepodcast@gmail.com. You'll also find us on X and Instagram at dtmoviepodcast. Or come and join our Facebook group, the Dick Tracy Movie Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for bonus videos and extra content.